this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We Are All Psychic. And we have no Misty today, which is sad. But we do have two wonderful guests. If you want to see them, it's a video on Spotify. We have Tamara and Zach. Would you guys like to say hello?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
They're like, hey.
Glad to be here.
I have a question for both of you. Do you, Zach, and do you, Tamara, do you think we're all psychic?
I do. We little bit. I think we are.
I think everybody has the capability to. I think, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but, I think everyone has like that third eye, and it's just a matter of if it's open or not and how you can pursue to get it to become open. So I think we all are. Just depends if you want to pursue that route.
Pursue, exactly. I agree with you exactly. And is that about how you feel too, Tamara? Or is that, how did you get to where
I
you
almost feel like
same way? Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like kind of like just listening to yourself, even just starting with that, just whatever level you're on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listening to yourself, like most people are listening to everybody else to see what they think. A lot of people do. I did for a long time, for sure. I still do. So I'm curious about what other people think, but I don't definitely, necessarily now make it my own, because I have done that. Like you said, you look at yourself, you ask yourself the questions, and that's your spirituality, and that's what a lot of people say the energy work is about, your spirituality. But it could be considered, just for me, it's just something we all do. So have you ever had any kind of experiences yourself that you can't explain, that you feel like was definitely or could be a psychic experience?
I feel like there are things that come up and kind of come out at you, and you can listen to it and decipher for yourself what that really means for you. I feel like there's different levels of it. People can know how to read into that. Some people are just learning or don't want anything to do with it. I feel like I've had experiences.
Yeah.
So for me, it's interesting because I feel like I have the ability, but I don't allow myself to, because I'm more on the skeptic side of things. I'm open to things, but I'm always on the skeptic side of things. But every time someone reads me, or anytime I do an aura, or anytime I have healing work, I'm always skeptic during those too. But they always tell me, Zach, can you see, are you, your third eye is just waiting for you to open it.
I think yours is wide open. I think both of y'all's is wide open.
Yeah.
I would guess, I say this on the podcast a lot. I do say this on the podcast about telepaths a lot, but I would guess you're a telepath, and most telepaths will not say they are telepaths or even accept it. Not all of them. Once they know they're telepaths, then they're kind of a force to be reckoned with. But you might, if you are, you would think everybody thinks like you do, and that you're very observant and you just notice everything and compile it and have these answers, but like that. So Zach, like when you go into, say, a restaurant and you look around, do you pretty much know what everybody's kind of thinking about? Kind of, not like word for word, but you got to get the gist of what's going on all the way around the restaurant. Just a quick run through. Kind of feel that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, see, now it would be more.
See, I feel like I do that. Like, I see things in my peripherals even, and I can just I can tell someone's mood and just okay. But for me, it's more like, all right, I'm safe. Like, I kind of observe.
You want to make sure it's like a safety mechanism for you to sense out and make sure these people aren't dangerous for you. That's cool. Yeah, that's a lot of people say that these things come up for them as children because they are in some kind of traumatic situation when they were young, or a hostile family environment, and they had to learn to, change their energy or change their behavior or watch and tiptoe, and that's how a lot of people developed early on abilities. We've heard on the podcast. A lot of people had a hard time growing up, and then to kind of make it easier for themselves, their psychic abilities or energy work started working for them and helping them not get in trouble, knowing when that person's mood has changed and they might snap, so you get out of the way, stuff like that. So that's a fun topic. But so where are you guys from?
I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
And I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Where in Pennsylvania?
The closest bigger city would be Allentown, but about 45 minutes from Philadelphia, hour from Philly.
I have a lot of family in Philly. I have a ton of family. My mom's family is from Philly. And there's Billy Joel singing about Allentown. That's not so bad.
That's why I say it. It's like, we're from there's so many small cities outside it and just little villes. We live in Lyndhartsville. It's like no one would ever hear of it, but we're like 15 minutes outside of Allentown.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So, listeners and watchers, Tamara and Zach have they do these they're doing these events. So would you like to talk about those to the listeners?
Yes, they are the Wealth and Wellness Expos. They're like trade shows. So basically, we believe that your wealth, well, your health is your wealth. So it's a place where you can go and invest in yourself, because that's where you're going to flourish. It's not just like a health expo, like health and fitness. It is well-rounded wellness is what I like to consider it, because it's all realm of wellness. We want it to be very safe for anyone of any belief or any way that they believe would make them feel well. That's spiritually, that's financially, that's socially, emotionally, mentally, all of that. Different people who have different things to offer to help you invest and become your better, higher self. And that's basically the gist of the expo. And I'm super excited about it because I've never really seen expos that kind of ties in everything.
Right.
It kind of touches a little bit of everything, which I'm really excited for.
If we can, and you have to think about it this way too. There's so many different events out there that just focus on one thing. But even when we go to them, they're great, and certain vendors are fantastic, but then you have other vendors that don't quite fit, or they're not really interactive, or they're not quite there, they're eating a sandwich, whatever the case is, they're not there, right? We want our vendors to be a community, to be a family. We want, even before any consumers walk through that door, we want everybody friendly with each other. Do you know what I mean? We want really it to be a community, everybody saying hi. Feel welcome, yeah. And then because of that, everyone's happy versus coming in grumpy. Therefore, when the consumers walk in at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., they feel immersed. They feel like it's interactive. They feel like everyone's... Because it is. Yeah, because, exactly. Everyone who's going to be there has a purpose for being there. It's not going to be anything outside of what our goals are. And if somebody can walk in and even say, I'm not sure what I'm here for, but walk out saying, wow, I have more knowledge on how to make more money, whether that's through financial advisors or passive income or a wealth and health coach, but also healthier on the health side because of trying all these new wellness therapies or different modalities that you and everyone else offers. Everybody's minds can now be expanded in so many different ways.
That is the best. That is just the best. So where are these going to be and when are they? And listeners and watchers, I'm going to be there too. Two of them. Be there, two of them. So let them know where they're going to be and what dates they are. And
we're starting in Franklin, Tennessee. That's near Nashville. That's going to be October 7th and 8th. And the other two, and forgive me for not remembering the dates offhand, but I know that Cave City, Kentucky, we're going to have, and what is it?
I think it was November, right? Or the...
We're going to have them start Kentucky, Alabama, in the Quad City and Muscle Shoals area, and Tennessee, starting in 3 states, and we're expanding from there.
But the dates are online.
They are online.
And yes, and where can they find do you have a website for the expos?
It is www.allexpo.com.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll put that in the description too. So tell me more about the kinds of people who will be there doing services, offering services. So, I'll be there. I do tarot and mediumship and palmistry and stuff. What else? You said a wide variety. I can't wait to hear what else you got coming.
Go ahead.
So I'll start with the speakers because you know more about the vendors at the moment. But the speakers that we're already talking to, and we're just trying to group them all together. But we have somebody who is coming to speak about the truth about vaccines. So I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of misconception between which vaccines really should be taken, which ones could cause other issues. And so it's a doctor who's coming in to talk about those. There's someone coming in to talk about blue light therapy.
What's that? Blue light therapy. What's that?
I don't know, but I want to know about it.
I do too.
Basically, there's these machines that almost like, infrared is helpful in saunas, right? Well, blue light therapy is also something similar that can help get rid of cancers and different things. So they have it in certain guns that you can like hold it over certain areas for every single day. So I'd like to learn more about that. But then switching over like to the wealth side, we have a financial advisor who speaks all over the US, and he's going to be there to speak. Have another gentleman who's going to come and talk about the new economy, because you're looking at everything we've just gone through since COVID, right? And the recession or the new debt ceiling, and you have all these uncertainties about what's going to happen next. So he's going to be there to talk about that and try to, help our consumers, help our listeners to move forward in what's coming. While people talking about cryptocurrency, that's still a really brand new thing. So there's all these different items that are going to be talked about that could really engage with pretty much anybody who's going to be showing up to our event.
So how are you finding your vendors and speakers? How has that been going, looking for people? And
we have a lot of friends who are business owners and just in the wellness industry in general that, know somebody who knows somebody, and who are also willing to share their wealth with the community. They're looking for outlets to be able to, spread the knowledge and share what they do. And we were like, okay, yeah, they're kind of just coming to us at this point.
This is great.
It's kind of an intention thing. Yeah,
I was just going to say, it's so great to have this stuff coming to the South. We don't have much of this, and especially in the heart of Dixie, where I am, and you guys are kind of too. They just don't do it that much. And when it does happen, people really do come out. People who wouldn't usually you think of going to a wellness place, like a wellness kind of expo, where they would be exposed to all kinds of new things in the South. We have a reputation for not wanting to do new and different, but when something like that comes to town, everybody goes, they're starting, here even, they're starting to want to learn more about all kinds of this stuff in the deep South.
I think also trying to get, everybody's welcome at all times, but we notice just from past wellness expos that you'll have a certain demographic that shows up. We would like to try to pull some of the younger demographic, because ultimately our generation and younger, they're very much into holistic everything, but they don't know about these events, or they don't come to these events as often. So we're trying to get the word out to those communities just as much as the normal communities that show up.
Yeah, so not only are we trying to grow what's already here, and everyone's kind of in their own little pockets, their own little areas. I think we should all be able to connect and kind of learn from each other and grow with each other, creating that community. And with the younger generation, it's more pulling more of the younger generation in. A lot of people, they don't know where to go. They don't know about services. A lot of them are new, or a lot of them are kind of hushed, and a lot of people are afraid to try them out because it's not, what is it? It's not streamlined.
It's not FDA approved. It's not, one thing or another.
Yeah.
So,
and that comes to it's the wealth side and also the wellness. So we also have wealth and wellness advisors. That's what they do all in one, because they know, they have the same goal as we do. You're not just going to come in and try to lose weight and find there's life coaches there's health coaches, but they also involve all the other realms of wellness, because you can't lose weight or complete your goals if you're not focusing on the other problems in your life.
It's like a holistic approach to your problems in yourself. Exactly. Not necessarily health wise, but your energy, your soul, your personality, your happiness. It sounds like that's what you're working on. Where'd you get the idea to do these expos? Well, it sounds just so much fun. I mean, was there an aha moment, or did you just start thinking and planning?
For myself, it was more, I've done events for several years, and I've kind of geared towards, I did fitness expos, I did dance, I did all of that. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to invite more than just one niche, and had the thought of just involving all the realms of wellness. And I never really pursued it because I was so busy with other,
Yeah.
animal in the animal industry and dance and so many other things. I never really pursued this, and now I feel like it's a good opportunity, and which is really for Zach, because he also has been involved in.
And this is where I think it's meant to be, because when we met a little over a year ago, we immediately, this is one of the first things that we had spoken about and knew right then this is something that we would want to do. And the reason is, like, she's been in expos for the last 8 to 10 years, and then my mom, she running wellness expos in Pennsylvania for the last 10 years. So I've been flying up there to help her every single year, and she puts on multiple.
And you two just like met, and that was in common already. That's really strange. Like, it's meant to be.
Ridiculously meant to be.
Yeah,
I love it. The synchronicities are great.
It makes it nice too, because we can bring the knowledge that we have already, not to mention our business knowledge, to be able to make these successful. Because it's not just about bringing these together, but it's about making sure everybody is successul, who's there, and then making sure the consumers get exactly what they need. So it's just it's making it well-rounded. And I think I know these are going to be absolutely amazing, and they're going to be different because we've been a part of other ones. We've seen what other ones can do and their pros, and then the cons. Now let's see if we can make these so magical that we can just continue to expand them and help people across the US.
I think it's going to be great, and I know you guys will. So I guess I'm trying to think. I'm trying to picture it. Does you have your venues picked out and everything for these 3? You do? Yep. Okay. So like, how many vendors do you have, and how much space will be used up? I mean, is it going to be like really big, or is it going to be kind of medium sized, or are they going to be, kind of cozy, or?
Each venue is a little bit different just because they're in so many different states, but approximately with each expo between 50 and 100 vendors. It just depends on how big the state is.
That's great.
We have specific people in mind that we're already like putting people on wait lists, or we're telling them like, no, like, because we want to vet, make sure that like they're what we need. Like Zach was saying earlier, we don't want someone to come in expecting to be immersed in something, full of energy and with their wellness, and then see something that doesn't belong.
We're consistently getting vendors all the time, which is fantastic. And we still have some tables open for the right vendors, right? We're trying to be specific. We've had companies that have nothing to do with, and I'm sure you've seen them around. You know what I mean? Like, it's all the way in left field, like a gutter protection company wanting to come in and vent. It's like, you don't fit. You know what I mean?
You put a sticker on your car for my business people.
Right. So, and that's where we're, moving forward and saying, listen, we're keeping certain tables open for the right fit, because there's so many modalities. We want to make sure that we don't have too many of one thing, right?
Yeah.
How many expos have we gone to? Even the one a couple of weeks ago, there must have been 15 psychics. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't.
It's a psychic fair.
Psychic fair. It's like, I was like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if there's only 1,000 people through that door, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to miss out on the people that you bring in. So we want to make sure that the vendors are getting as much attention as the consumers are getting as much attention equally as they need. So I think we have it figured out, and it's going to be fantastic.
I know it will be. And you guys just seem like so full of enthusiasm and confidence. And you both just have this energy of being at peace with yourselves, but also being really inspired by life, at the same time. And there's like a good energy, calm, but fiery at the same time, like a simmering fire. I love it. It's great. It's growing and growing. And you're going to burn down Franklin, Tennessee, burn down Muscle Shoals, burn down Kentucky. No, these are going to be expos, and listeners and watchers, if you're in the areas, I highly recommend going. And I'll put all your information, listeners and watchers, I'll put their information in the podcast description. And you can go check them out if you're in the area. If you're not in the area, maybe you should fly out and come.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank our sponsor, Everclear. First, when I say our, Missy's not here, but she's always here in spirit. Our sponsor, Everclear, it's an advice app where you can get advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And lastly, you guys, do you have any advice for people who might want to do an expo, participate at one, be a vendor, or be someone who speaks and they're nervous about it? Maybe they're like, no one would want to see me. I mean, what would you advise to them to get the confidence up to put themselves out there? It's hard, sometimes for some people to really, present themselves in a atmosphere that's professional and hope, you don't stand out like a sore thumb. It's like a lot of people are very, it's hard for them to do. What would your advice?
I think the fact that we especially make it such a welcoming environment at our expos, anybody who has a skill or anybody who has a business or someone who has something that people need to hear, right? They should definitely give us a call. That's the whole point of this, right? It's to make everybody feel welcome, everybody feel included. Now, if you're not in the area, you're trying to do another expo, there's a lot of great expos out there. So, build up that courage to do one for the first time, because that's the only way you're going to get your feet wet and see if you actually enjoy it. But not all expos are created equal. Some are better than others. So pick the ones you want to do, pick the ones that fit your niche, and you'll have a great experience, I think.
Yeah, I say for ours, not just us, but all the vendors are there to help each other. And I feel like the vendors are who make the show. So whenever you go, just know that you are a very important part of the expo to begin with. Like, you're walking in as somebody who's important. So, and if you don't feel confident, maybe reach out and say, hey, I need a pep talk, or reach out to a fellow.
Yeah.
We have the vendors group, just reach out and say, hey, I'm feeling a little nervous. Do you mind if I talk to you, got any advice? Just don't be afraid to ask, or don't be afraid to ask for comfort, I think, and just come in with confidence, because you're already an important part.
Yeah, that's good advice.
If you're feeling
yeah, I mean, I like that. If you need some comfort, ask for it. Tell people, give me some love. I'm nervous. I love that. Yep. Yeah, everybody should hear that and be able to feel comfortable doing at least that too. And this has been great, guys, and I can't wait until we do this in the fall. And I'll tell you what, right before the expos, I will I will let you know again, give you a heads up that this is coming up in the fall when it happens. And in the meantime, go check out their website and all their goodies, and maybe find out that you can be well and wealth. You can be well and rich with love, life, and money. And
everybody, guys, so much.
Thank you too, and listeners and watchers, we love you, and peace out. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.